Alright, so here's an interesting person's story, and this is a person who's against overcame great odds to become something successful. So that kind of the story. Alright, so name is Antonio Baker. So let's go into his backstory. When Antonio Baker left Jonathan Grant High in 2003, he had no subjects. The Brunswick Avenue St. Catherine native recalled wasting time while being a student at the secondary school. Basically means say, yeah, I just basically took my education for granted and I paid the price. You have to let the school's compound after registration went to game shops or the river. Baker says his mother, Christine Lang, a domestic helper, did not notice his perform poorly in school until too late. Quote, quote, by the time I got to grade 10, the trouble started. I wanted to become a doctor. I was doing sciences. I remember getting back my first chemistry school-based assessment. Believe me, I tried as best I could do to do it. When I submitted for grading, I got 0 to 3. To get that result, I think that's what broke me, and I was motivated more. Alright, I didn't have anyone to talk or counsel me. That's when I started to exhibit some deviant behaviors, Baker related. I think it basically meant is that he first was trying to working hard, but the fact that his dreams were crushed at the time, saying that fuck it, I'm pretty much gave up. Alright, so he was recommended only English language, geography, and mathematics in grade 12. But with his average being in the 20s, his mother decided not to waste her money. Baker said that okay, Glean star you need to do spell check is Baker. Okay, so but I'll digress. So Baker said that she told him that she not take her money where she earned, basically doing domestic work, and he basically is underperforming. I'm not really going to quote what she's saying. Baker left Jonathan Grant at age 16. He was broken. He had no subjects, no plans, and seemingly no future. Alright, because I basically said that, okay, dude, his mom basically, I think he said that also, the fact that his mom basically was disappointed in him and said, okay, you're basically not doing well, so I'm wasting my money. So I think it indicates that he didn't have a good relationship with his mom at the time. And again, no mention of a dad either. That's a common denominator. Although I'm still reading, so the dad might pop up, but let's continue. The young boy who had once harbored thoughts of becoming a doctor saw employment at a construction site. However, it was short-lived after he shot his right arm during a crossfire between one faction and Spanish town. So yeah, life was just pretty much beaten up on this kid. Alright, and then he says, my mom said it wasn't good to leave school with no subjects, so she tried to enroll in a private institution called Solid Base located on Young Street. I enrolled to do English and math in the afternoon, but she couldn't pay the fees, so I had to drop out. She had paid the exam fees though, and I was able to sit the mathematics and English. Got to grade 3 English and failed the mathematics, he said. While as a stated I acquired one subject, the certificate to validate his scores was displaced and could not afford the $10,000 to replace it. Baker worked as a security guard for a year before joining the Department of Correctional in 2009. During his training to become a correctional officer, I noticed that he was scoring similar grades to his colleagues who had education qualifications. This, he said, has sparked his interest to get some CSC subjects under his belt. In 2011, the father won. Okay, so by this time he already got settled. Well, I wouldn't say settled down, but he already had a child. It sat 4 subjects: math, social studies, information technology, and geographic, and he passes with grade 1s and 2s. The next year sat principle of accounts, principles of business, office administration, and human and social biology, attending grade 1s and 2s. Baker then found a passion in rugby as well as full scholarship in September 2013 to study at the Michael University College, where he read for a bachelor's degree in guidance and counseling. It's a sweet surprise that Ensign City Primary alumni was named the class valedictorian in 2017. And basically said that after all I've come, that he said, finally I was coming into my own, and he's going to be a valedictorian. Alright, and he continued that he was shot by the nose-match person who didn't acknowledge the academic potential, or knows him as for his rugby skills. Earlier this year, the 34-year-old completed Masters of Science in Counseling and Social Work from the Michael University College. These momentous achievements, according to Baker, are nothing short of a miracle. And I basically said that he gives God glory the fact that he overcame so much. Currently the Dean of Discipline at Cedar Grove Academy in St. Catherine, Baker is encouraging others who may be facing similar adversity to be patient with themselves. And basically said, it took me a long while to come into my own, but never give up. That's the gist of the last paragraph, and I'll leave it at that. But I have to give praise to Antonio Baker because, again, he's one of those that he had to really struggle, that he was doing poorly in school. Although I'm guessing maybe it's a case that he was at the wrong school, or maybe he didn't have the right guidance and any body to really help him to academically achieve. But the fact that he was able to wheel and come again years later showed that probably got the right type of help or so on this time around, and actually went on to do wonders. So I have to give props to him on that though. I mean, like, he overcame so much to come to get where he was, to get where he is today. And yeah, like I said, just like I said, it don't mention of a dad, and I know people are gonna say, "What's that have to do with Court?" It does, cause just mentions his mom, doesn't mention his dad. Cause I'm just wondering what would have happened if he had his dad that been around, or if, he doesn't mention other family members. If he probably had a more solid structure, a more financial help, he probably could have reached more at that time years ago. But who knows? Maybe ABC's recording, he can probably film in. Not that he's obliged to, but I like reading stories like that about people who overcome odds, and I hope this guy continues to do wonders, and that we need to highlight people like this guy, especially for our youths in Jamaica. All right, because we need more positive influence, role models like this. Because we can't always just be track stars, football players, or entertainers. And he has said that. This is for Stay to Jamaica in the Caribbean. Check out my other YouTube pages, Miles Goods and Farron, Miles Productions, with Thoughts and Miles. Alright.